The Yenko Super Camaro was a modified Chevrolet Camaro prepared by Yenko Chevrolet, under the personal supervision of Don Yenko. The originals were all first-generation Camaros. When the Camaro debuted, a General Motors corporate edict prevented it from carrying an engine larger than 400 inner-cubed V8. This put the Camaro at a serious disadvantage to the Ford Mustang, Plymouth Barracuda and the Dodge Dart, since neither Ford nor Plymouth Dodge had such a limit. Don Yenko, however, knew there was a market for an ultra-powerful Camaro and found ways around the GM limit. 1967, Yenko ordered L-78-equipped SS Camaros and swapped in the Chevrolet Corvette's L-72 427 inner-cubed V8. The cars came with a 4.10 rear end and heavy-duty suspension. The exact number of cars produced is 104. Yenko also installed a fiberglass replacement hood similar to the Stinger hood featured on 1967 big block Corvettes. Don Yenko's Camaros were equipped with a 427 L-72 in them with either an M21 or M22 transmission. The horsepower was rated at 450 horsepower. Yenko Camaros were not allowed to race for Chevrolet on the drag strip because they were not made by Chevrolet. Chevy's answer to this was the COPO Camaro, or Central Office Production Order, in 1969. The COPO Camaros were equipped with the same 427 engine and were allowed to race for Chevy. 1968, encouraged by the success of the 1967 model, Yenko continued to produce his Yenko Super Camaros for 1968. All of the 1968 Yenko Super Camaros started life with the L-78 396 375 horsepower engine and close-ratio 4-speed Muncie transmission. They were all billed as super sport cars, but only the Yenko-ordered cars came with the 9737 COPO appointments, which included 140 mph Delco speedometer, special magic mirror trim tag and large 1 January 8-inch front sway bar. Yenko then swapped the factory 396 short block for the L-72 427 450 horsepower short block, reusing all of the rest of the 396 engine's components including the heads, carburetor, intake manifold etc. He then swapped out the stock hood for a twin snorkel fiberglass one he had made, along with other features including Pontiac 14X6 steel wheels with special Yenko caps, Yenko emblems gracing the front grille, front fenders and tail panel. 427 emblems were added to the tail panel and front fenders as well. Other additions were a Yenko Super Camaro serial numbered tag in the driver's side door jamb, Stuart Warner pedestal-mounted tachometer and gauges were installed in the interior. Early cars got a rear spoiler made for Yenko and later cars all got the factory spoilers front and rear. The recognized production number for these cars is approx 64 cars converted, with well less than half of that number known to exist today. 1969, for 1969, the dealership worked with Chevrolet to have the L-72 engines installed on the factory assembly line using a Central Office Production Order, or COPO. The orders included power disc brakes, a 4.10 posit traction rear end with heat-treated axle shafts, a Z28 front anti-sway bar, and a heavy-duty 4-core radiator. Buyers of the car had the option of either the M21 4-speed or the turbo-hydromatic 400 automatic transmission. A total of 201 cars were sold in 1969, 171 with 4-speed transmissions and 30 with automatic transmissions. Yenko rounded out the visual package with front and rear spoilers, a cowl induction hood, special Yenko 427 badges, twin stripes down the flanks and hood, and the ESIC badge. According to the Camaro Research Group, standard black interior was the only interior ordered by Yenko. As of September 2008, there are 2 known automatic transmission 1969 Yenko Camaros remaining, according to an ESPN auction show. On January 17, 2009, a documented ZL1 COPO, dark green, rebodied, went for $290,000 at the Barrett-Jackson Auto Auction as lot 12,773. Mr. October, Major League Baseball Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson, was bidding on this car but didn't win it. another yellow with black stripes, original body but non-original heads, and auto transmission, sold for $270,000. Auctioned as lot 96,651. The last 5 digits on the VIN denote the lot numbers assigned for live sale through Barrett-Jackson Auctions. 1981. The 1981 Yenko Turbo Z, as it was known, was based on a 1981 Camaro. Don Yenko's comments on the car are: 1969 continuation series, recently a company out of North Carolina called Classic Automotive Restoration Specialists has restarted production of the '69 Yenko Camaro. Don Yenko sold 201 of his famous COPO program Camaros out of his Canonsburg, Pennsylvania dealership. As reported in the March 2008 issue of Muscle Car Review, the vehicle is a fully licensed and certified Yenko starting at number 202. The 427 engine under the hood was built by GM, who has brought back the big block engines from the muscle car era. The rest of the components took 2.5 years to track down the original machinery. Options offered on the vehicle are the same as was available back in 1969, including paint colors. The car costs around 60% less than some of the current 43-year-old Yenko Camaro survivors, but drives like an old car would have when it was new off the dealership. 2 known people own Yenko's Camaros. 2010, a new Yenko Camaro based on the new 2010 Camaro platform was introduced at SEMA 2009. The new engine is a supercharged version of GM's LS3, the 6.2-liter V8 that comes standard with the Camaro SS. Since it is only the Phase I Yenko, it is expected that Phase 2 and Phase 3 Yenkos are coming, which will have a Z06-sourced LS7 427 engine and possibly even an LS9. See also, Yenko Chevrolet, Don Yenko. References. External links, yenko.net, Yenko at firstgencamaro.com.